Hi, we're here today, Living in the Zone. This is Season 1, Episode 5, with Anna Schnitzka, Living in the Zone. And today we're going to talk about comfort. And, we left off last time, we had touched into, speaking about comfort. And I was saying to you, I know that's such a big thing for people is, wanting to be comfortable and, feeling comfortable, except the problem with that is that comfort and growth are not friends. So to excel and grow, you have to get out of your comfort zone. So I know you have a lot to say about that. So just, what can you tell us?
Well, I always look at nature, right? And in nature, you can either grow or you die. If you look at the plant, either the plant grows and expands or it shrinks and dies, right? It's the same thing for us. The only option we have in life if we want to keep living is to keep growing, keep expanding. Perfect example is with people who retire, right? It's they retire and it's a really high statistic when it comes to death rate. 2 years after their retirement, I think 80% of people die because there's no more going to work, no more working on projects, there's no more expansion, and it's like they start shrinking, and there's no more goal. So that's the only way to keep ourselves going, to live longer, is what else is possible? Look for new horizons, right? Look at new things and getting out of the comfort. I always say that comfort is our biggest enemy. Think of it as a frog. If you put frog in a lukewarm water and then you put it on a stove and you just put it into the max to start boiling, the water very slowly gets hotter to the point that it's comfortable, the frog doesn't make much out of it, and then all of a sudden, like 1 degree too much and the frog is boiled. It's too late for it to jump out, to realize like, oh my gosh, the comfort, the warmth, got me killed.
Right, yeah.
So as soon as you understand or see in your life, I'm too comfortable, I'm very settled, people say, oh, everything's settled now, comfort. It's like, that's a warning sign. Actually, that's like, oh my God, I gotta do something. Like, what else would I like to do with my life? What else do I want to achieve? Like, you don't want to stay in comfort for too long. I'm sure you've had those experiences yourself.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And that's why we say comfort and growth are not friends, because I think when you stay in comfort, after a while it becomes boring. Right? Or you just kind of lose that, what did I used to do for fun? Like, when I was younger, what did I used to do for fun? So, I guess, and a lot of people that I've spoken to, a lot of clients come in with this, where they're just like, I just feel so stuck. Like going to work 9 to 5, you come home, you do the same, you get in the same routine, and sure, it's comfortable, but you end up just feeling really stuck and then not knowing how to get out of that. So what do you suggest? Like when people come to you and they feel really stuck, what do they do?
Well, with that, I would look, which area, because we don't live in one area of our life. We have many areas, and sometimes you could be doing really amazing in one area but feel stuck in another.
Yeah, for sure.
So you want to address, like, where do they feel stuck, for how long they've been stuck in that area, why are they afraid, like what's the fear, or what's blocking them to get unstuck, because often every problem has a solution, right? There's always something that they can do. And then I would work at the cause at that level and create different platforms and suggestions where they could come out if it's fear. Sometimes we do clearing sessions with tapping, with breathing methods. There's so many ways of clearing the fear out of your body.
Right.
I think they're very powerful, these methods, to have them. And know that like you can completely overcome fear within minutes, right?
Right.
When you have a thought of something scary, you can literally overcome it within minutes, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think that's a great point, is that often what keeps us in that comfort zone is the fear of the unknown, the fear of moving forward, or the fear of what your change, how other people will accept that change, because they're used to seeing you as this person, like you have a regular schedule, and when you start to change, other people get nervous too sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
So I guess that's something you deal with as well, having people adjust to like their change and how their family.
Well, the biggest thing I find that most people have only goal, like one or two goals. Like it's not like, they want to keep going after for more things. Mm-hmm. So once they achieve it, let's say they want to have a house and a family and some kind of a business or have a good job. Mm-hmm. Once they achieve that, it's almost like they feel like that's it.
They're
like
good.
I've done my thing.
Yeah.
And then when they get into discomfort of being in that space, and that's okay to enjoy. I always say, when you climb a mountain, it's good to acclimatize for a bit and then keep going. Because comfort is literally, have you watched Indiana Jones?
Yeah.
When he was in that elevator, and the elevator very slowly, but it starts kind of like coming closer and closer and closer until it's gonna squish him, right?
Yeah.
It's the same thing. It's like we don't even notice. Like at first, comfort is really good. I'm settled, everything's fine, and all of a sudden you start having fears, like social phobia. Well, should I go out? Like, why do I have to do this now? Like I'm comfortable, mm-hmm. And same as workouts. Like I'm comfortable. Like why should I, go out and do this? I don't need to impress anyone anymore. I'm already married. I'm this and that. So it's the constant reminder, like I'm doing this for myself. And, if I want to live long, I need to have big goals. I need to have new things that I'm excited about, because that is creating my growth and expansion.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. What things, I was going to wrap it up, but I just wanted to hear your thoughts on a lot of people right now. We've been doing a lot of networking. You see a lot of people who, maybe have worked in a career their whole life, and now they're looking to do something that they're really passionate about, if their career wasn't passionate for them. So, maybe it's totally shifting. And how do people make that transition to still, maybe not leap out of their comfort zone, but just to like maybe make that transition and move into something that, okay, this is something they always wanted to do? Do you have any?
Yeah, so it's like, so there's two ways,
okay,
right? One way is like, think of it as like how you're going to get into cold water. One way is like very slowly, inch by inch, and you keep, getting better with the cold water, and slowly you're gonna get yourself in, or you just dive in. And both methods work, right? One just takes a little bit longer. So let's say if you are in an uncomfortable situation and you're working, you can create a second engine, like financial engine, to work maybe part-time, maybe just once a week, something that you start almost like create a second little fire, and you just keep adding wood every single week, like put some actions towards the new business. Then when this business, the second business, starts getting bigger, and you feel comfortable, it's almost like becoming like riding two horses at the same time. Like you have one leg on one horse, another leg on another horse, and eventually when you feel like, okay, well, I'm making here as much money as I'm making here, or close to, now I am quitting this and I'm moving both my legs on the other horse, and now I'm milking this cow, like I'm really putting all my effort. Or just the other method works just as well, like quitting the job. And because I find like when you take a big risk, there's a lot of momentum. There's a lot of like, oh my God, I have to do this, and you put a lot of effort and energy now into putting all that energy into building the new business. So you have a lot more time then, you have a lot more resources, right? You can watch YouTube videos and educate yourself. So there's no way, depending, like different personalities like different ways. Some people like quitting a job and just putting all the effort on a new job, that would be terrifying, right?
Yeah.
To other people, that's exciting. That's exactly what they're gonna do. They're actually gonna give a notice, and then they have an idea. They've already done a little bit of work, and now they're just like going for it.
Right.
So both ways will work depending on personalities, but you have to see like, how do you go into water? Are you the one that like dives in quickly, or are you the one that like slowly, you know, like goes in? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I love that analogy, because that is so true, right? You only need to watch people at the beach to see, right, who takes it slow and who just dives right in. So yeah, that totally makes sense.
And you know, sometimes like you hear the stories of people who start a business and within 2 years they claim to be millionaires, and it's like, wow, that's a quick, you know, like 2 years, that's a quick time to get a millionaire, right, to build a business. Other people take 7-10 years, and that's when they start seeing the fruits, right? Like these you know, they're a little bit slower, they're not putting all their energy into that motor, right, that business, but with time they also will have the results. So I wonder, you know, and it's never too late, because again, nature is my biggest inspiration. And when you look at the flowers, right, the flowers of the seasons, you'll see flowers that come out really, really early in the spring, like March, and they're already popping through the snow. And they're same with people. You see people who are 16, 17, and they already have a company, you know, or they're CEO at like age of 21. It's like, whoa, like that's amazing. Now, how did that happen? Then there are bloomers that bloom in the summer, July, August, right? People in 30s, 40s, 50s, that's when they start coming out and, you know, like feeling successful or building business. And then there are people like late November, you know, no one knew about them until they're 60, 70, 80, or even 90. You know, all of a sudden, like I'm watching videos of like 80-year-olds, you know, yoga teachers and instructors, like, oh, like where was she? Or like bodybuilders. There was
I've seen that
bodybuilder that just came out. It's like she's in her late 70s, and now the whole world knows about her. But until she was 70 something, no one even heard of her, right?
That's right.
None of us even knew. So it's good to not to compare yourself with anyone, because like you might be a late bloomer, you might be a summer bloomer, you might be an early bloomer. Just because someone bloomed doesn't mean, you know, it's you know, like now your life is over just because you didn't bloom early. You know, you can, and sometimes you can bloom twice, 3 times in your whole lifetime, right? I think we've talked about that earlier, but that's the comfort, is you can bloom many times, you know, like you come, you flower, and then new goal, you know, like maybe take it to the next level and then bloom again, and then take it to the next level and bloom again, right?
I love that you said that, because it's so true, and it's so individual, you know, and we always say, I don't even remember who said this, you know, comparison is the thief of all joy, right? It's your journey. It's just your journey, and however that unfolds. And things are so different now than they used to be for our parents, right? Because, you know, our parents worked in one job for their entire life, and that was it. And that was all you were going to do. And now we're meeting so many people that have multiple careers, you know, that had one career for 10 years and now they moved on to something else, and then that morphed into something else. And it's really limitless. And it's really just our mindset too. And
maybe like that's why our technology is also expanding really fast. You know, like I remember days where people didn't have TV at home.
Right, yeah.
The cell phone was not even a thing, you know, like we didn't even think it was possible. People use walkie-talkies. And now you see how, because of what you said, because now we have 2-3 times blooming in one lifetime, also everything is speeding up because we do more things with our time. We work harder, we keep growing and expanding, so obviously that expansion is going to translate to technological expansion. Right, with things that we watched, as children or teenagers, from Star Wars, like they coming reality, like now you can buy a watch, just press the button and you have the whole thing on your hand. It's like, oh my goodness, like how amazing is that?
Yeah.
Like the times we're living. So expansion is the only way. Really, that's the only way I can express it.
Yeah. So many good points that were brought up today. So as we wrap up, any last tips? Anything that we didn't say?
Like assess your situation. Like see, because we exist in few planes. Like there's a family plane, there's a work plane, there's a passion, your hobby, individual, friends. So then see, how are you doing in different area of your life, right? Because we never exist in just one. And then see, like, maybe I need more growth here or there. Like, am I feeling comfortable or stuck? Like, sometimes we get enough friends. It's like, okay, that's all I have, like 2 friends or 1 friend. Sometimes it's good to meet new people because they knew you, just like you said earlier. When you grow and change, right, all of a sudden you need different people because you resonate with them better, right?
Right, yeah.
So see, like, analyze, where am I too comfortable in my life? Where am I like just stagnant, right? And do something new, something exciting. Like what could I do? Like maybe try new things. Go somewhere where you've never been. Even in Toronto here, there's so many places that, are newly open, or adventures like zip lining, or like jumping off the plane, or like new things, meeting new people, go to networking events, like meet new people, practice public speaking, right? Like anything new, just like keep facing your fears, because you can always change your weaknesses into your strengths, because we have weaknesses and strengths are natural talents, and we're just good naturally at that. But it's really the true transformation comes from changing your weaknesses into your strengths, and that's where you're gonna shine, like in your weaknesses, because your weaknesses are actually your strengths.
Right. Yeah. That's great. And just as you were saying with just meeting new people, even a meetup group, right? Because meetups are great to find some of these places where you can do zip lining or do outdoor adventures, like whatever you like, if it's cooking, if it's anything, playing games, just new things, and meeting one new person that maybe shifts your perspective or introduces you to something else, right? So great talk. So this is our 5th episode, and thank you for joining us, Living in the Zone with Anna.
Thank you.
And I can't wait to hear more.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Thanks so much for watching. I hope you're getting a great value from our videos. Please subscribe, like, or comment. I do respond to comments. If you have any questions, please do let me know, and I look forward to seeing you in next episodes.